Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over the cards that I would recommend based on my experience to start out with altering. All these cards are cheap to get, they're not expensive, and they're played in different formats. The demand on them is high enough that if you put them in a trade folder, chances are you're running into somebody, if you trade with enough people, that you might see somebody who wants one, and then you have an alter in circulation. The first cards that I would recommend would be Brainstorm, Ponder, Preordain, Hymn to Turok, and Lotus Petal, and this is with Legacy in mind. If you have a Legacy community that you're a part of, you're going to be around Legacy players, and you want to do cards that will specifically go just in the Legacy community, these are the 5 I'd recommend starting out with because they're not expensive, and the demand on the cards are played enough in the formats. Next would be EDH. I would recommend Gilded Lotus, Soul Ring, Reliquary Tower, Temple of the False God, and obviously Command Tower. Those are the top 5 cards I would recommend if you're going with the EDH community in mind, because these are the cards that are played enough in EDH, and I've traded them out enough personally that they are good cards to start out with. That are, again, Soul Rings are not that expensive. Gilded Lotuses are a little bit more expensive now. I think they're between $5 and $10. When I started doing them, they were more like 3 or 4, but sometimes that happens with some cards. They'll go up a little bit over time. Another one I would recommend would be Modern, which is a very popular format right now. Modern is just continuing to explode. The top 5 for that I'd recommend are Electrolyze. They're usually not going to go out as a playset. They go out as singles or maybe 2 or 3 at the most, but Electrolyze is a good one. Expedition Map. You're seeing Serum Visions now. Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand is another one I would recommend. And lastly, for Modern, Lightning Helix is another popular one, and the Lightning Helixes I think look really cool. I think all these look really cool, but I really like the fire in the way that one looks. Speaking of lightning, the next 5 cards I'd recommend, what you're seeing now, the first one is Lightning Bolt, and these are the 5 cards I'd recommend. They go across multiple formats. Lightning Bolt's played in both Modern and Legacy a lot, so I didn't specify it to a specific format. These are the 5 that you would want to do if you're going to different parts of the Magic community. Lightning Bolt is a good one that is played in multiple formats. Spell Pierce is another one that I've seen in both Modern and Legacy decks quite often. So Lightning Bolt and Spell Pierce for sure, and you can see the splash effect that I've done on this card as well. Another one across multiple formats that you're seeing now is Young Pyromancer, played in the Grixis version of Delver decks across both formats. Another card that I would recommend is Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage is played in Legacy lands. It's also played in EDH enough that I've traded out singles quite often. Another one is Ghost Quarter. This one is a card I've seen played in both EDH and Modern more often than not. So those would be my top 5 for if you're doing stuff across a broad spectrum of Magic and multiple formats. Now, the next 5 cards I would recommend, and I would definitely recommend doing these. I didn't think I would, and I didn't start out with these. These are one of the later ones that I started doing, are basic lands. Find one of each basic land. And instead of doing a playset, you probably want to do a few playsets. You could probably start out with 8. You're probably not going to find somebody who is going to want like 20 of the same basic as often as you're going to find somebody who wants like 2 swamps and 1 plains and 2 mountains or whatever they're doing. But definitely do some basic lands, because they are another one that are popular as well. And I would definitely recommend the Zendikar basic lands, because you can take full art cards and make them fuller art, which I think is quite awesome. So as far as trading cards out, I've traded out more basics. For some reason, I've been trading out forests the most. But, you know, swamps, plains, islands, mountains, forests. Do some basic lands. You probably want to have between 8 and 12 in the trade folder. If you're in this for the long haul, maybe even do a little bit more. But those are my recommendations, my top 5 for basics for across all formats, EDH, Legacy, and Modern. If you're getting into the altering process, or if you're just not sure what you want to do next, hopefully that helps you. And as far as myself, hopefully we'll see you at the next one.